In this video, we'll touch upon different types of unemployment. So, first, think about fictional unemployment. Fictional unemployment is the unemployment that is caused due to the frictions that happen in the labor market. And so, what kind of frictions are we talking about? If you take an example, you switch between jobs. It's very common, right? So, when you switch between jobs, it takes time for you to find the right employer, and the employer will also take time to find the right potential employee. Right? So this match that happens in the labor market, remember, any market has four things: product, demand, supply, and the price. And so we are talking of labor market. So you have the demand coming from the employers, they demand labor, supply coming from the employees, potential laborers, and then the product is the labor time, labor skill, and the price is the wage that is negotiated. So in this market, there is friction that happens in terms of time, which is basically time to find the right match. And in the process, while you are trying to find the right employer and the employer is trying to find the right employee, which is basically that something that can happen when you are switching jobs, you would not have the job in the interim period while you are switching between the two jobs, and hence this workers are labeled as frictionally unemployed workers. The next type of unemployment is structural unemployment. And again, as the name suggests, it is the unemployment that is caused due to structural changes that happen in the economy. So, what kind of structural changes that are we talking about here? So, take an example of automation, right? Over time, we increasingly find technological progress happening, and automation of a lot of the routine tasks that is being done by the workers. And so this changes the economy, the structure of the economy forever, and mostly for good. And because of automation, some workers will lose their job. It's very common for us to see these situations where, there was a person working and then that person is being replaced by a machine. Cashier is being replaced by an ATM, or at your restaurant joins, people are the server is being replaced by the machine, and so driverless car in that example. There are people who would lose job due to these structural changes that happen in the economy. So these are the workers who are labeled as structurally unemployed workers. The third type of unemployment is cyclical unemployment. Again, we go by the words. It is unemployment caused due to the cyclical reasons. Right? And what do you mean by cyclical reasons? Example would be recession, business cycle reasons. So when businesses are not doing good, when there is an economic downturn, when businesses are facing a cyclical downturn, which in economics is labeled as recessions, a part of the labor force is laid off, and these people are, or workers are labeled as cyclically unemployed workers. Now, if you notice a very interesting difference that happens between frictional and structural unemployment compared to cyclical unemployment, which is what can one do to solve each of these or to reduce or mitigate these unemployment problems. So frictional unemployment, when you switch between jobs, possibly it's for good, and it takes time for you to find the employer, and employer takes time to find the employee, and so it's very normal, or what we can call natural, to to have to take time to find the potential match. Same thing with structural, right? It happens due to structural changes in the economy, and structural changes are very natural to happen over time. So, of course, the 18th century is very different than the 19th and the 20th and 21st century, because over time there is changes that happen, and it is very natural for it to happen. And so, we then can think about, well, the actual unemployment um, is is the unemployment people, or people who are not having jobs, but then it tends to always go up and down or cycle around what is known as the natural rate. natural rate. So actual unemployment minus the natural rate of unemployment is nothing but the unemployment caused due to business cycle.